Hello everyone. We are back and I'm here to show you some potato planting that we're going to do today. These are the new raised beds that we got. We put them in last weekend. I'm really happy with how they turned out. They are all 5 by 3.5, just like the bed that we had in the back from previous years. And I got a 4-pack. So here they are. We have to put more dirt in them. This is old dirt that we had had previous years in the pots. And I have the Coast of Maine again, and I also have the TerraCraft Mother Earth potting soil. So we're going to get 2 of the beds prepped today. 2 of them are going to be potato beds out front, 1 potato bed out back. So let's get started. Let me show you the potatoes that I sprouted. I started them, I don't know, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. And let me just show you. And in here I have, I think, 30 potatoes. That's my plan, is to plant 30 potatoes. Normally when I plant my potatoes, I plant them about 6 inches deep. And then as they come up and get bigger, I hill them. And for some reason, I thought over this past winter, I saw someone plant them a foot deep and have them grow up. So initially, when I put the potatoes in here, I planted them a foot deep and then realized that was a mistake and they were going to rot. So I had to come out 2 days later and correct them and plant them 6 inches deep. I was worried that that was going to cause problems with their growth, but they're coming up right now and it's 2 weeks later. They look great. So if for some reason you make a mistake when you plant them, as long as you correct them within a couple of days, you'll be all good. I bought this really neat garden weasel and it aerates the soil and breaks it apart. Oh my gosh, it was so useful as opposed to doing it by hand and digging down in. Highly recommend one if you don't have one. I took a lot of dirt from our canvas pots and dumped them in these beds, and it was not even close to being enough dirt. So we ended up having to go and buy a bunch of dirt, and it was kind of crazy how much we needed to fill these beds. But in the end, I felt good about it. And funny, at the end of the day, from just this day of planting these 2 beds that we needed to fill, and then I'm going to show you the big bed in the back that we had to finish filling, I lifted 880 pounds of dirt. So I'm impressed with myself, but that was a lot. As I mentioned, this bed is a 3.5 by 5 foot. I'm going to be doing square foot gardening, so I am dividing the bed by 5 and then by 3. Once I have everything marked out, I started by planting the seeds that I was going to put in first. And I wanted to add a little bit of that garden tone fertilizer. And then I also added a little bit of the garden tone bone meal where I'm going to plant the calendula flowers. For the dill, I am planting 5 seeds in a square foot. When it comes to the calendula, I put 2 of the square foots together, and I'm going to plant 5 in total. And I did that because it said 2 per square foot, and I thought, well, why not put an extra one in between since I'm planting them so closely together. When I plant my potatoes, I dig the hole, and then I always sprinkle a little bit of bone meal inside before I put the potato in, because potatoes love nitrogen. And then throughout the season, I will keep adding bone meal to the top of the soil every so often. There are other plants that are going in these beds. However, until it's the right time where I can go get those plants from the greenhouse, I am going to top these garden beds with garden straw and give them a really good watering. Once I get everything planted, I will show you a picture in a video of what's planted where in each of these garden beds, just so you kind of have an idea of the companion planting that I did. In the back of the house with the bed that's already established, this one, I didn't need to add any more dirt. I'm just adding some Vermont compost to it, and then I'll give it a good mix. Because I want to make sure that I crop rotate, this bed usually has tomatoes and cucumbers in. This year, it is going to be potatoes, pole beans, kale, I'm trying to think what else. Some flowers, and I think arugula as well. However, for today, I am just getting the potatoes planted. And I want to mention, this bed is the exact same size as the other ones out front, 3.5 by 5. This is our new enormous bed, and I say that because it's really, really tall. It's 32 inches high, and it took a lot of dirt to fill this. With this bed, I am going to be doing my tomatoes, beets, daikons, regular radish, arugula, mizuna, and some other herbs and flowers. Right now, I am only going to work on planting the daikons, the regular radishes, the beets, the carrots, and the mizuna. I did square foot gardening for this bed as well. So I did 4 widthwise and then 8 lengthwise. I'm adding in my garden tone fertilizer first, which I will mix in before I add my seeds. And I want to mention, don't let the weather fool you on this day when we planted. It was Easter Sunday, and it was really quite chilly outside, even though the sun was shining. And what was making it so chilly was the wind. And that made it really difficult to plant because I would put the seeds in my hand, and then the wind would blow, and some of the seeds would try to blow out of my hand, or when I go to put them in the hole, they would try to blow. So it was a little tricky, but we did get it done. I'm really excited to share more with you as I continue to plant this season. I should have another video coming out in a week or so showing you some of the other plants that I have planted. So stay tuned for that. I hope all of you are having a great spring, and that if you are planting a garden, you're enjoying it, you're having fun, and it's going well for you. Happy homesteading!